Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends Team Shop update number 11. First off, a little mini rant. I originally had like 40 minutes of audio recording. I was giving like an in-depth analysis, pros and cons on all of the monsters available in the team shop. I was on a Tombs pet when I decided to take a little break, so I pressed stop recording on OBS, and what do you know, all they kept saying was stop recording ... So anyways, I had to restart my computer. I restarted it, there was no file saved, and basically that, on top of the part that I lost my phone earlier today, on top, I don't know whether or not OBS is going to actually save this. I'm just going to go ahead and decide to do a really quick team shop update, or not really quick, but quicker than my usual team shops. Normally I talk about every single monster, I give you guys my in-depth analysis, pros and cons, but considering that most of these monsters have already been in the team shop, you know, all of the generals, iPug's always in there. Why do we always have iPug? Yeah, all the Tombs pet, Thieves' pet, Diamond's pet. I've basically talked about all these monsters in previous team shop videos, so if you want an in-depth analysis on them, you can go ahead and check them out. You can also check out my analysis series. For this video, I'm basically just gonna focus on the new things, which is Urias pet, Reptile. Even Reptile has been available in the past, but I'm gonna talk with Reptile in respect to the monsters currently available, and I'm also gonna be talking about Estero, and like always, I'm gonna give you guys my opinion on which monsters I think are worth purchasing and in what order. So first off, let's just look through all the monsters. We have basically the same monsters. If you notice, all the generals cost 800. Yeah, General Nishan is the last general, and now they all officially cost 800. General Darmith is no longer with us, which means this is probably your last chance to get General Urias. Not last chance forever, but last chance to get General Urias for 800 coins. We've seen General Thieves disappear, we saw General Atum disappear, General Darmith, which means next in line is General Urias. After Urias, it's going to be General Shannara, then General Altis, then Holter, and basically all the generals are going to get replaced by their counterparts, their pets. It really won't be long before we see all the pets costing 800 coins. In fact, I'm pretty sure that next month, Darmith's pet is going to cost 800 coins, Thieves' pet will probably drop to 1k coins, which means in 2 months, it'll cost 800 coins. So any of the pets, I highly recommend you just wait for them to cost 800 coins. And besides monsters, you can always buy monster cells. iPug, General Altis, General Holter, basically every single monster that's available in the team shop, you can also get them in the form of cells. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say, I do not recommend you guys buy any single monster cells. So like all my other team shop videos, I have to start off by saying, number one, you should buy the monster you want to buy. Forget what the other people say, forget what other people tell you, buy whatever monster is gonna make you happy. And I especially have to say that this time because General Urias is gonna be the next monster to disappear from the team shop, and when people talk about General Urias, they normally compare General Urias with Voltic and Zyla. Of course, Thunder monsters, they always get compared with those too. Now, if you follow my advice, the number one thing is to always buy the monster you want to buy, the monster that's going to make you happy. Who cares if so-and-so say that Voltic is the best Thunder monster, or that Zyla is the best Thunder monster, and that General Urias sucks. If you want to buy General Urias, go ahead and buy General Urias. Besides, he's not even that bad of a monster. Also keep in mind that you can rank him up. He only costs 800 coins, so look at my coins, I have 8,788. If I want to, I can pretty much buy 11 Urias, and a ranked up Urias would always beat up a Voltic or a Zyla. Keep in mind that Zyla and Voltic, they just have a lot of Thunder skills. Urias is pretty tanky. Can you imagine how difficult it would be for a Zyla or a Voltic to beat a General Urias with a life rune? They would really have to take their sweet time on that, especially if it was a ranked up General Urias. So yeah, my number one piece of advice is buy the monster you want. My second piece of advice is to buy whatever monster is going to help you progress in the game, whether it be in adventure map or in Team Wars. And specifically for a lot of people, it probably is Team Wars. So I always like to give this example. Let's say you have every single element except for Thunder, and once again, for Thunder people always say Voltic is the best, but see, the only way to get Voltic is when he's on sale for 225 gems. Let's say you don't have that many gems, but let's say you have enough coins to buy General Urias, then just go ahead and buy General Urias, because once you acquire a Thunder monster, so many things happen. For one, you're helping yourself out. Number two, you're helping your team out. Number three, if you have a Thunder monster, that gives you a greater chance to get up to 3 coins in Team Wars, which means you're going to be able to get more war coins, which means you're going to be able to spend more in the future and get more of the monster you want. So my second piece of advice is to always purchase whatever monster is going to help you progress in the game. So if you're missing a single element, make sure you occupy that element for Team Wars. And with that being said, I'm just gonna quickly talk about the 3 new monsters in the team shop: Urias pet, Reptile, and Estero. So let's start things off with our epic Estero. For those of you that don't know, if you breed Estero and Goldcore, you can make Arknight. Arknight is one of the original legendary monsters. He's one of the breedable legendary monsters. Now because he's an original monster, that means his stats aren't that great. Let me pull them up right now. Power 3080, life 23,528, speed 3080. He has a poor power and a poor speed, but once again, he is a breedable monster, and you need Estero to be able to breed him. So let's just go ahead and take a look at some of his rank stats. Let's take a look at 110. His power now goes up to 3,380, life 28,438, speed same as his power. Let's take it up a notch to level 115. Look at that, his power is now 3,500 as well as his speed and a life of 31,071. These are really good stats, and of course we had to get him up to level 115 to get those stats, which means if you devote your time to it, you can get this monster to this level once you get Gold Core and Esterol. Now you might be wondering, why do I need Arknight when there are better light legendary monsters? And yeah, that's kind of true, but let's just take a look at two skills that I really want to mention. Spectrum Rays, 85 damage, 2 turn cooldown, deals heavy special damage. That is really powerful. In any team wars, if you had a ranked up 115 Arknight and he used this skill against the enemy light monster or against any monster, they're pretty much going down. And let's take a look at God's Will. Deals heavy light damage to target, heals himself, 70 damage, light based, 1 turn cooldown, and he recovers 20% of his life. Once again, if you need an attacker light monster and you have an Arknight ranked up, he can be one of the best light monsters to have. So once again, in order to get Arknight, you need to get yourself this monster. I almost said she's only 700 coins. If anything, I would just buy one of her, and then Gold Core is a beatable epic monster, and then you could just have fun trying to breed Arknight and then rank them up, and you're gonna be good to go on light monsters. Oh, and also because I don't want to give all the credit to Arknight, she is a pretty good epic monster herself. She has an AoE burn, an AoE blind. She can also give a monster double damage, recover some life. So as an epic monster herself, she's also a really good choice. Anyways, next is Reptile, and Reptile is really just a fan favorite of so many people. The main reason people love Reptile is because he has a skill called Glamorize. Now Glamorize gives triple damage to one of your allies for 1 churn. So you can imagine this is one of the best ways to clear dungeons, to clear adventure map. Reptile can be really helpful. In terms of team wars, however, I don't recommend this monster. The only time Reptile would come in handy is if it was like epic and 2 other elements, or if it was legendary and 2 other elements, one of them being magic of course, in order to use Reptile. Other than that, I really don't recommend using Reptile, and that's because let's just take the common example of common magic and some other elements. If for magic you want to use Reptile, that means your other element has to be a deny monster, otherwise the enemy is going to be able to immobilize you. Well then, you have your deny monster denying, you have Reptile who can glamorize, but the problem is that you don't have anyone to glamorize. Reptile can glamorize himself. I guess that's a viable option. You can glamorize your deny monster, but it has base stats, or you can glamorize your common monster, or even if it was an uncommon or a rare, even if it was like a level 105 Pandakin, like glamorize really wouldn't do that much. So as far as team wars, I don't recommend Reptile unless it's like legendary, magic, and some other element. Then yes, Reptile can come in handy, but if that's the case, you'd probably want to use other magic monsters, someone that can possess. Like there's better alternatives in my opinion. But as far as player versus player, adventure map, clearing dungeons, I think Reptile is a really good monster. And next we have Urias' pet, who in my opinion is one of the better pets, probably in the top 3. Without a doubt, I would have to say probably General Nisha is number 1, and that has to do because of his AoE possession, and number 2 would probably be Urias' pet or General Thetis' pet. Thetis' pet is a water attacker, but it can also freeze, it can stun. It's just a really powerful monster. And then Urias' pet, it has like a special base 70 damage skill, a 75 special damage skill that deals residual damage, a thunder attack that also deals residual damage. Urias' pet is just a really good thunder attacker. Now of course Urias' pet is gonna fall into the same category as General Urias. Oh, we don't really need this monster because we have Voltic, because we have Zyla. Nonetheless, I still believe Urias' pet is a really good monster. For 2.2k coins, however, I do not recommend purchasing this monster. The only time I recommend purchasing Urias' pet is whenever it drops down to 800 coins. And you might be wondering, when is that gonna happen? Well, probably in a few months, maybe 6+ months. So if you really can't wait, I don't know. For me personally, just 2.2k coins, that's just way too much, especially when I just look over to the right over here and I see Darman's pet, who once there was a time when he cost 2.2k coins. He only costs 1,000 coins now. Most likely next month he's gonna drop to 800. So I really can't recommend Urias' pet just because of the cost. Like, you have to ask yourself, do you really want one Urias' pet, or do you maybe want to buy 2 reptiles? Or instead of purchasing just one Urias' pet, you can get yourself 3 Esterols. And if you have a breeding tree and a breeding mountain, you would have double the chance to breed Arknight. Or instead of purchasing just one Urias' pet, you can get yourself almost 3 General Urias. Now I personally would recommend purchasing 3 General Alces as opposed to General Urias, but the point is, you can buy basically 3 monsters that cost 800 coins as opposed to just one Urias' pet. So that's a decision you ultimately have to make for yourself. Anyways, with all of that out of the way, now I'm going to be telling you guys what monsters I would purchase first in terms of usability and in terms of getting your most bang for your buck. Number 1, I would purchase Esterol. Number 2, General Alces. Number 3, General Urias. Number 4, General Nishans. Number 5, General Holter. Number 6, General Shannara. And after that, I really wouldn't purchase any monster, and it has to do with the price. 800 coins, with the exception of Reptile, is the most I'm willing to pay for any monster. If you guys really want me to rank the monsters, the number 1 pet I would purchase from these 3 would be Thetis' pet, and then after Thetis' pet, I'd probably get Darman's pet, then a Tomb's pet. And one more thing on the generals. I know I said Nisha and then Holter then Shannara. To be completely honest, they all cost 800 coins. It doesn't matter. This is just my opinion. If you don't agree with my opinion, just feel free to purchase whatever monster you want to. Of all the generals though, I do think that General Alces is probably the best monster to get, and that's only because when you compare him to the other nature monsters, he's really one of the best. When you compare General Shannara to other magic monsters, she can easily be outclassed. Same thing with General Holter. Compared to other metal monsters, you can say he's outclassed. And General Nisha is no different. There's monsters like Mommy, Krampus, Barbatos, he's pretty outclassed himself. So in terms of all the generals, I would have to say that Altis is the best to get. And the reason I recommend General Urias 3rd is because he's going to be leaving the team shop. So once he leaves the team shop, you won't be able to get him, at least not for 800 coins. He might make a comeback for 1.1k coins. We saw that with General Thetis. I think we saw that with General Atum. But if you want to get him for 800 coins, now is your only chance. So anyways, that is going to conclude this video. So sorry about that mini rant in the beginning. I just had to get it out. And I'm still a little flustered because of that. I imagine some of you can pick up on it on my voice. But nonetheless, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. If you really want to hear me talk about pros and cons on the other generals I kind of breezed through, just check out Team Shop update number 10. There's going to be an annotation at the end of the video. You can just click on that. I'm so sorry this video wasn't all comprehensive. I really blame OBS and I didn't want to re-record all that. Nonetheless, I still hope it was helpful. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments below. And like always guys, remember to dream big and pursue your passions.